Yeah. What's going on, comrades and castrated liberals? Um, I posted this meme last night and got a comment saying, "Show the Modmail." Um, 30 points on, you should see my Modmail. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna share it with yous. Um, Before I do that though, I'm just going to go into this meme because I was really pleased to see that it got the reception that it did, and it really shows an emerging consciousness of what's really going on in Hong Kong. Those protests over there are nothing like the anti-neoliberalism, anti-capitalism, austerity-driven protests that you see over Latin America, over in Iraq, and in Europe. It got 97 upvoted, so yeah, I'm just really pleased to see that Reddit starting to learn that it's nothing to do with freedom and democracy. It's very pro-capitalist, very imperialist. The Hong Kong protesters are, it's not about the extradition bill, however that was a part of it. It's basically the Hong Kongers who have been, a colony for so long by Britain, and they're just really fearful that Hong Kong is going to be given back to the country that it was stolen from, China. So they need to get a grip. So yeah, it's very liberal in nature. So yeah, I was pleased that meme done as well as it did, and it was also a pleasant surprise. But going into the Modmail now. Right. I mean, sometimes they're very funny, sometimes they're not funny, sometimes they're quite upsetting to see how lost some people are. How blatantly exploited, impoverished people themselves are willing to really defend capitalism, and really oppose communism wherever they can. And my sub is just one facet for them to attack communism, attack Marxism, and yeah, I just don't stand for it. I'm not gonna let them propagate my sub. They're gonna get a ban if they're not willing to investigate the truth into what kind of world we live in and what kind of world we have lived in, to study proletarian history, to really get a grasp of where we are and where we can go. So you'll see some of these pro-capitalist, pro-imperialist liberals in the Modmail now. This guy has just said, okay, bootlicker, you obviously got a ban because it's a slur against Marxists. It's a pro-Marxist website, subreddit even. So why you would say that and then be surprised with a bruh after he gets banned is beyond me. So I just quote what's in the sidebar. I direct him to the rules and the subculture and ask what he doesn't get, and told him to beat it. Yes, the ideologies you don't like that are actually liberal imperialist propaganda, of course. Are actually liberal imperialist propaganda, of course. Go SE for a raise, you capitalist apologist. I hope you're as confused as I am, because I don't get it. Mad bastard. This guy thinks communists can be imperialists. Let's see, press the wrong button. Literally, Vietnam and China are a huge border clash back in the day due to the CCP's imperialist tendencies to spread communism, and they were both communists. No, you can't aggressively spread communism. Communism is literally the people coming together in a mass movement for their own liberation and to oppose their own exploitation by wage slavery and neo-colonialism. To suggest that you can aggressively spread something that's a benefit to all of the people is absurd, and just goes to show how lost liberals are. Oh yeah, who's this guy? Hey, I'm a model founder and new subreddit Late Stage Colonialism. I was wondering if it was possible for you to put a link in your sidebar. Well, it was nice of you to offer to put one in yours for my sub, but yeah, I'll consider. So yeah, there's a new subreddit there. I think he got better than a link in my sidebar. He actually ended up in Modmail and on a video. This guy says he doesn't like communism and then gets banned and goes, oh, well, that is fine. I just said that I didn't like communism. Provos. What? Preposition with reference to concerning. Just confusing. So he says he doesn't like communism. He's on a pro-communist, pro-Marxist website, and then says it's fine that he's being banned, but he's popped up in Modmail. He's blatantly not fine with it because he protests saying, I just said I still didn't like communism. Why are you on my subreddit? Fuck off. Jesus Christ. I was recently banned from the sub. I'm not entirely sure why. What was the reason behind it? I'm not trying to dispute it. I'd just like to know what happened. Because he's basically he's basically insinuating something about socialism that isn't true, and I'm not going to stand for it because Marxists are for the truth, and he's just repeating liberal propaganda, so he's banned for that reason. Or they are. You are a coward for banning my post. Good luck in your circle jerking echo chamber. So yeah, he's going on about facts and figures concerning the atrocities that communism has committed, but yet it's very likely that he doesn't know any facts or figures. He doesn't know where they come from, and this is on a post where I share the source for that information, and he's not willing to investigate it. Therefore he's not willing to study the truth. Therefore, why would I let lies propagate on a subreddit that's about truth and is about Marxist ideology. I'm not going to stand for it. Yes, I'd like to know why I was banned, since I'm a huge supporter of late stage imperialism. Because he fucking patronises me. That's why he's been banned. Did something bad happen in your life recently, like a loss of family member or a good friend? I mean, if I did lose a family member or did lose a good friend, to say that to me is deeply insulting, and it's really a stab at a very serious potentiality, as if it's like a joke. And I don't believe he was sincere in his and I don't think he was sincere in his alleged concern there. So the comment got removed, he got banned, and he's a huge supporter of late stage imperialism. I am gonna get back to him to find out what caused him to make such an absurd comment. Are you seriously trying to silence people who have an opinion different to yours? How extremely childish / disappointing of you. Opinion was the key word there. Marxists work towards truth, not opinion. I was under the impression that Marxists work towards free expression of the worker's mind and listening to unhappiness among the class. Obviously, he doesn't know what a Marxist is. I just told him what a Marxist is about: truth, free expression of the worker's mind. Why do you liberals think you can take anything and make it beneficial to capitalism? No, we work towards truth, and while unhappiness among the class is a truth, Marxism documents why free expression of your liberal mind doesn't contribute to Marxism, because you're not a Marxist, you're not a dialectician. I'm quite happy making 200k a year. To see you people on the sub demonize the middle class is insane. He's obviously not, because he spends his time on subs like mine, like late stage imperialism, repeatedly trying to justify his existence in my Modmail to himself through me. I'm not having it. His existence isn't justified, and his principles, his ideology is unjust. So again, I'm not going to have liberals go around thinking they know what's up. They don't, and I'm going to tell them. When somebody disagrees with you, so you ban them from a subreddit, and you claim to be against imperialism? Nice job. How is somebody disagreeing with you and then banning them from a subreddit? Imperialism. Nice job. Communism cringe. Okay. Okay. Oh, there's tankies on the mod team on a Marxist subreddit. Surprise, surprise. Good to know. Your community doesn't agree with those sentiments though, because they're smart enough to see imperialism just as clearly when China does it. Good to know why your band can't ever take part in it again. Love my hands off. And you wonder why people criticise LSR as being a blind, tanky infested shithole. Yeah, I wonder what might have contributed to that perception of your sub. Sarcasm. The fuck's LSR? LSI, you lot. I tripped over my words, but the implication was obvious. Nobody else is being tankies around here, and I specifically say your sub in a later reply. You lot? Well, you and like that one guy who agreed with literally everything that you spewed forth from your keyboard, because we have the same ideology. But if I'm wrong, You flatter me. So you still got 7 days left on this ban. Can't handle criticism, huh? Yes, the truth hurt my feelings badly. Obviously it does hurt your feelings or you wouldn't be bothered, but instead you're going through the effort of sending Modmail. So just think of how you feel excluded and unwanted that make you want to do that. Then imagine that times 100 during the revolution. Bye, liberal. So basically I recognise that this is like a common theme among people on in the Modmail after they've been banned. They'll act like they're not bothered, and then it's blatantly apparent that they are. So he replies with, imagine thinking that anybody who opposes concentration camps is a fucking liberal. Very enlightened of you people to shut down critical thought. Was I bothered by my ban? Yes. Am I upset or surprised the communist dogs eliminated the dissenter? No. So, I mean, this was somebody who I actually gave like a good reply to the other day, and it was like quite a lengthy reply because he was somebody who admitted that he was upset by his ban, and he was somebody who I believe wanted to engage with the sub. So when somebody like is honest about the feelings like that, and showing a sense of vulnerability, that's something I personally don't like, because I don't want to make people feel upset. So I gave him a reply, but I don't know why. I just never sent it. I think it was on another tab, and then I've deleted the tab forgetting about it, or it was on my phone and then I've just gone off it. So I never actually gave him a reply, but I probably will, and I'm probably gonna unban him after we have a little talk to really have him calm down and realise that, you know, he's got rules to follow, and he can do that while developing his ideology and understanding in a way that is conducive to discussion and works towards truth. How anti-imperialist of you to ban people for not liking imperialist nations like China. Being banned, don't cry, get the fuck back to anarchism. I'm banned on this sub for dribbling some boomer mod. Seriously, are you a Nazbol? Because that would be fucking hilarious to see those fucks really exist. What a tragedy. Poor thing, go and make a post about the tanky mod at LateStageImperialism. Who excluded you from the only sub that promotes revolution, you liberal? I mean, I've had loads of posts made about me. I've got quite an infamy on Reddit. I'm beyond that. So I was, you know, I totally anticipate a post ending up on complete anarchy about me getting called a tanky and authoritarian and all that. You're still going on with yourself. I'm glad you feel neglected and unwanted on this sub. It's contrast to the real world. Unwanted on a sub that's mainly repost content after the circles around in a week all over Reddit. Well, that's a load of shit, because I bring loads of things to the subreddit that have never existed. I've created my own memes, and I constantly tackle the cultural hegemony on Reddit through the other mainstream subs such as late stage capitalism, socialism, communism, which are all liberal in nature, and oppose revolution. So yeah, I'm gonna talk less and I'm just gonna scroll through, so you can always pause it if you want to read it. I understand what I did wrong. He attacked Bolivia. He hasn't got an idea what's going on in Bolivia or Venezuela, but he's repeating, imperialist propaganda about those countries. So yeah, he caught a ban. I'll explain what he did wrong, as well as provide them to some resources that can really give him an idea of what's really going on in Bolivia and Parliament Square. That's probably in London. Heavy. Yeah, just go onto the RCG and then just watch this video. It explains it extremely well. Shut up, Tanky. So yeah, he insults with a slur, Marxist with Tanky, and then replies in Modmail saying people are not objects. I don't know what that means. You have no authority over me aside from fitting with a little text field to my name. You are a pathetic authoritarian masquerading as a champion of workers' rights. I'll be changing it back to my preferred flair, and if it gets your sad little micropain off to ban me over it, then do it already. I cannot participate in a hypocrite community. So yeah. Hi mods, LSI, I don't mean to bother you in inopportune time. So yeah, he basically goes on to repeat propaganda against Venezuela and Maduro. So we got banned because, again, we're about truth on this sub, and we're not going to have bourgeois lies repeated, opposing class consciousness and opposing truth. So he replied because he was sincere in his explanation, and this is one of the very few genuine appeals to a man that you see. He got a proper response. We work towards directing them to a place where he can find out the truth, and then have information that's compatible with what everybody else knows, rather than just share an opinion, because it's not an opinion subreddit. This guy trying to use the subs bio, saying it's a safe place for free speech against me. It was, but this is somebody who is a liberal anarchist and opposing what's it called, and is pushing anarchism as an ideology on a Marxist subreddit. So And this is again somebody who I'd write you a full and proper response, but you are 100% not going to be willing to see things from our point of view because you're liberal, and worse than that, promote it like liberalism. If you care to try and push the boundaries of perspective, I will tell you then reevaluate your ban, but until I'm convinced, there will be no further action. And then he comes back with just a load of shit. I abuse my power in a not at all fascist way, and I will avoid the topic under several assumptions of mine with zero evidence of my claim, since I can't give a proper response. You are a sad, salty little man-child, and I pity you over this. Bye. Have fun avoiding reality. So obviously I say, oh, so you don't want a proper response then? I thought so. It's nice to be an ignorant little liberal. It's about time that the people had some kind of power, and that's what I am as a Marxist. You are anti-people, pro-capitalism, and are clearly unable to want to be here, even after I offer a full explanation. So maybe go off and enjoy your life as a consumer. Bye. And then just pause this if you want to read. He's just chatting shit. I mean, I offered to give him like a genuine, response, and then he just comes back with more aggression, so he doesn't get one. This guy, what the frick frack? Why would Venezuela win anything? The people are starving. This is towards Venezuela winning a seat on the Human Rights Council, and he's, insults the only democratic socialist country in the world today. So obviously he gets a ban because he's breaking the rules. He's opposing class consciousness, and he's just insulting, millions of people who are working towards a society that we want something, similar to. While opposing imperialism and fighting it off, and assassinations and embargoes by imperialist countries. So he got a ban. Why was I banned? And I said you can't oppose proletarian movements, you have to be in solidarity with them across the globe, and be open to the fact that you will get propaganda against socialism wherever it may be in this case. So I direct them to a source for where he can learn, the truth about Venezuela. And he just comes back with no sincere want to learn, so he stays banned. Okay, thank you. Pronounced Marxist-Leninist. No actual Marxist-Leninist would support a country whose economy is 70% private sector, who is more authoritarian than most fascists, whose civilians lie in their own and governments live like kings. Just live through that. Just stupid. And I'm just gonna blast through the rest of these, and you can pause them if you want. Everything wrong with this course. So there wasn't a discourse, there was a point being made and you being wrong about it, propagating liberalism with no intention to learn anything. So no, I can't even begin discourse because of your blind, ignorant liberalism. If people aren't willing to learn the truth about matters, if they're not willing to study history, they're not willing to study what's going on today, you can't have discourse with them, because you're just going against not even their opinion, but the cultural hegemony, propaganda that is being pushed into them, and you can't tackle that. Like, you just be going in circles, and I've done that. I've went in circles for days with these kinds of people, and you know what I mean. There's got to be a sincere, genuine desire to want to learn the truth about matters, and these people don't have them, so they can't participate in the sub. Banning people for expressing dissent. How thoroughly Marxist of you. You're weak. I just say fucking, you know, follow the rules, you liberal fascist class traitor, get the fuck off me sub. He had a 1-day ban, and then he starts like kicking off and then, you know, insulting, calling me a coward, a fuckhead, and all that. So his 1-day ban turned into a permanent ban. Oh, Tanky's mad. Sorry, I interrupted your fucking Xi Jinping dictator festival. Oh, that wasn't even my sub. So yeah, again, you know, you give people resources, and you know, you just come back with insults because they want to stay ignorant, because ignorance is bliss. I'm gonna read Marx instead, you fucking retard, not some fat kid whose theory is worse than his poetry. Yeah, he can't be any more of a liberal if he tried. Talking about Mao like that in his works. Oh yeah, I forgot this was a tanky sub-bomb. Sure, red fascist. I'm an anarchist, you fucking working class abusing fascist. He's a liberal class traitor, read the subculture, whatever fascist. Have fun jerking off to state capitalist regimes that fucked up horribly at every regime, and remember this in case you get out of your tankery bubble. Mother Anarchy loves her children. That's just so cringe. It's so religious and just not based on truth. So yeah, anarchism is just one of the worst things in the world right now. Fuck you, pussy faggot. So yeah, flipping now, I'm here for half an hour. I mean, I've gone through a lot of Modmail. We're going back like a month. He's one of the biggest fucking dickheads on Reddit. He can go fuck himself. Like, he's one of the mods on LateStageImperialism that got kicked, and now he's like a mod on like other liberal subreddits. He's going around acting as if he's like a communist, but he's a rat. See, again, you give people like sources of information they don't want to learn. They just come back with whatever, and it's like, well, fuck off. I mean, it's a Marxist subreddit. If you're not a Marxist, you're not interested in wanting to learn Marxism and study the truth and the history, then why are you here? membership again, somebody who's like, sincere in their opinions and, sharing what they consider to be the right information to, as a form of genuine appeal. And, I do offer them to speak to me over Discord and have a verbal discussion about these kind of things. Banned for wrong thing yet again. Kill yourself, communist piece of shit. Scum on earth. Oh, I sure do regret my decision to ban you after that. And one of the few positive Modmails I've ever received. Awesome. What a dude. Awesome. Yes, comrade. Yeah, and then we've just got like mods from other mainstream left-wing supposedly Reddit subs, and all of them are banned because they're all class traitors, and they're all liberal class traitors, like the worst kind. This guy's obviously needs his head sorted out. See, all of these and another good positive Modmails. Bitch. Yeah, that was from the subreddit. So yeah, we're going on now. 2 months ago, well, I've gone through, I've shown you all the Modmail basically. So yeah, 40 flipping minutes. Damn, son. Another sausage. Yeah, flipping now. I mean, you asked for it, you got it. There's your Modmail. Feel free to give me any criticism. I think I'm moderating right. I do give people a chance to obviously always appeal the ban, and that's important to me. And people who are willing to appeal the ban in an accurate way, in a proper way, are gonna get it. And ones who are just gonna share insults can get to fuck, especially when it's a subreddit for Marxist revolution. What, you know what I mean? Where's this post? Right. Look at how many people upvote pro Hong Kong people, and I don't know why. Why is there so many liberals and class traitors on this subreddit? 16 points for calling somebody a bootlicker on a subreddit that blatantly opposes anarchists and liberals at every turn. Why are you here? If you're here because you want to be a part of the sub. Study Marxism. Stop being a liberal, class traitor, anarchist, and to any mods of any subreddits on Reddit, on other, mainstream subreddits, socialism, communism, late stage capitalism, etc. Yous are some of the worst people on the internet. Yous are class traitors. You're doing a disservice to communism everywhere, and that's why there's so many anarchists and liberals, because they hate you. I hate you. You should hate yourselves. You should want to better yourselves, and you aren't doing that. You're just going deeper and deeper into ostracizing communism and Marxism. You're doing nothing to contribute to it. Take your mask off your face, you liberal class traitor. This is late stage imperialism. This is what it's about. So I mean that's it. That's all. I'm gonna finish on that. Again, come back at me with your thoughts and your opinions. Stand by for the podcast. It's gonna be very enlightening. It's like, there's some script, but yeah, that's it. Shibby Hayes out. Goodbye, comrades and liberal class traitors. Solidarity.
Lost in this concrete jungle, new bills keep springing up out of nowhere. Take the wrong turn down a one-way junction, find yourself in the hood, nobody goes there. We got an eco-friendly government, they preserve our natural habitat. Built an entire Olympic village around where we live, about pulling down any flats. Give us free money and we don't pay any tax. NHS healthcare, yes please, many thanks. People get stabbed round here, there's many shanks. Nice knowing someone's got a back when we get attacked. Don't bloody give me that, I lose my temper. Who closed down the community centre? I kill time there, used to be a member. What will I do now until September? Schools out, rules out, get your bloody tools out. London's burning, I predict a riot. Fall in, fall out, who knows what it's all about. What did that chief say? Something about the Kaisers. Kids on the street, now they never miss a beat, never miss a cheap thrill when it comes their way. Let's go looting, no not looting. The high street's closer, cover your face. And if we see any rich kids on the way, we'll make them wish they stayed inside. There's a charge for congestion, everybody's gotta pay. Do what brothers does, rob them blind. Oi! I said oi! What you looking at, you little rich boy? We're poor, round here, run home and lock your door. Don't come round here no more, you could get run for real. Yeah, because my mind is ill. My mind is ill. For real. Yeah, you know my mind is ill. My mind is ill. We've had it with you politicians. You bloody rich kids never listen. There's no such thing as broken Britain. We're just bloody broke in Britain. What needs fixing is the system. Not shop windows, dining bricks, the Myers on the